I'm Claudia Jordan, and you're watching A Brave Heart View.
Hello, I'm Lee Taylor Young, and you are watching A Brave Heart View.
Hi, I'm Tamara Mori, and you're watching A Brave Heart View.
Hello, I'm Ellie Drake, and you're watching A Brave Heart View. Hello and welcome to A Brave Heart View. Ready to get inspired in only 10 minutes? Your hosts today are Claudia Jordan, one of the stars of Celebrity Apprentice and co-host of the Miss Universe pageant. Lee Taylor Young, film star and TV actress who won an Emmy for her role as the mayor on picket fences and has also been a representative for the United Nations. Tamara Mori, who starred opposite her twin sister for 6 years in highly successful sitcom Sister, Sister. And I'm Ellie Drake, the founder of Brave Heart Women. Our guest today grew up eating the typical American diet and at one point was 8 dress sizes bigger than she is now. I was 5, so you beat me to that, okay? Wow. She realized that despite constantly denying herself and cycling through diet after diet, she was still gaining weight. However, her life changed when she understood the emotional reasons behind it all and now teaches the secrets to spiritual weight loss. I'd like to welcome Andrea Albright. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I was 190 pounds and for about 5 years, and that's exactly how I worked it. I went to the emotional base. Took a while.
So you had the transformation on the inside.
On the inside.
And then the outside.
Nothing else worked.
The outside changes.
The outside
as
changes.
a reflection of
and
that.
This is the way I think yoga has to go. Instead of just going to asanas where you just do exercises, but where you apply your consciousness with love and forgiveness and go inside the body with the consciousness.
Beautiful.
So I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you. It was an amazing transformation.
Yeah.
I was a yo-yo dieter. I was struggling with losing weight and then I'd gain it back. I have the fat genes, so
Yeah.
I do
too.
I do store fat very easily.
What are you laughing about? You know.
Yeah, some people don't have it.
Right here.
But when
Mine.
you do have it, the good news is that you can change.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was looking at the outside-in approach. I was focused on losing it fast and doing it quick, and I would always run out of willpower.
Yeah.
Say you're speaking to me.
I never
right now.
understood.
I'm
get
a
it.
yo-yo dieter.
Yes, I get it.
And so how do I start? What do I do?
So the experience that changed for me and what I teach people is to stop relying on willpower, because
Okay.
if you are trying to force something to happen, it's only a matter of time because you're just going to give up. You're
Yeah.
going to
And I
feel
always
down
do.
or depressed, and
like
you
that.
know the chocolate chip cookies are there waiting for you.
Yeah.
That's my weakness.
So we need to tap into something deeper. And this is
Okay.
where I teach you need to be inspired. And what does this word inspiration mean? It literally means to bring in the spirit. In spiritus. Spiritus is Latin for spirit.
Spirit.
And so we need the inspiration. How do we bring in the spirit right before we reach for a chocolate chip cookie? It's great. You can feel alive and lifted after you watch a Braveheart TV episode, or maybe after you come out of a yoga class. But how do you bring that experience with you day to day, moment to moment? That's what I teach. That was the transformation that happened for me when I realized I love this body. I want to take care of this body. I don't want to give it chocolate chip cookies
Can you
because
give me an
this
example,
is
though?
my spirit.
Like if
Yeah,
I saw
good
a
example,
chocolate
yeah.
chip cookie.
Exactly. Let's
Okay.
talk about
Yeah.
tools.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the
Yes.
tools of
I
how
need
you
that.
can access your spirit.
Okay.
This word inspiration, to bring in the spirit, also means in spiritus, to bring in the breath.
Oh, okay.
Inspiration, respiration means to breathe.
Okay.
And so every time you inspire, you bring in the breath.
Okay.
Every time you expire, you release the breath. Latin, this is in the word. The Romans understood this. The Romans and ancient cultures had a better understanding
So a bag
that
of
the
chips on a
spirit
counter,
at the breath
and I
are
just
linked
keep
together.
on. I see a bag of chips, and
Yes.
I get them
Let's say
from
I'm
the whole
hungry.
week. Yeah.
Touch your belly
Touch my belly.
and breathe into the very
Breathe.
bottom of your belly. And count to 5 slow inhalations to where you are bringing in the breath,
Okay.
pausing at the top for 5,
Yeah.
and then exhaling for 5 slow counts.
Okay.
If you can take 3 conscious breaths before you make a choice of
Okay.
what you're going to eat, you will be accessing your spirit.
But
You
what
will
should
be
I
bringing
verbally
in your
say?
exhale.
Because for
So
me,
telling-
breathing is not going to help. I
Yeah,
already know
no,
that.
I'm gonna say,
I'm just
now
being
you gotta
honest.
give me some more on
Now
it.
It sounds really good. It sounds really good. It really does. But like a lot of women, we eat based on what our emotions are. And some women eat more when they're depressed, and some women
people don't.
starve.
I don't eat a lot when when I'm
Oh,
depressed.
you're
Speaking
that
of
good for you,
nutrition,
because I do.
if you're
Oh, boy.
eating
I get more
chemicals, then
hungry.
your body is starving for nutrition. So that's one of the first things I teach is count chemicals, not calories. So don't worry about calories.
That's good. That's good.
Count
That's a good one.
chemicals,
Count
not calories.
What's the
Because
all
chemicals are processed
chemical, though,
foods.
in a-
Chemicals are all those crazy chemicals that you don't understand what they are. And unfortunately, the diet industry has confused us, and they've said, here's diet food, low calorie, no calories, but
So
that's
focus more
not
on organic,
food.
maybe?
Organic, natural food from nature. And then when you eliminate chemicals, your body will get the nutrition that it needs.
Yeah.
This cuts cravings down, and it also changes your mind.
Now, Andrea, I eat healthy. I actually buy a lot of organic things, things that God has made, fruits and vegetables and, you know, grains and so forth. But I still gain weight when I eat them. Not that when I still gain weight because I eat too much of them. So I take responsibility. But for me, just because I eat organic, I found that it doesn't really work. That I'm gonna.
I think it's
Go
a
ahead.
I think it's a complex issue.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the blessing of your presence here for some minutes, going from the point of spirit, but it does have to do with emotions. It could even have to do with karmic things underneath. It has to do with habits and conditioning from family. So if you're going to deal with this, you're going to have to deal with it, I think, with a multi-pronged approach.
Karmic, like my past life has to do something
Yeah,
with me
well,
gaining weight.
explain.
Could be
Elaborate on
genetic.
that.
It could be. But a lot of influences are
Yeah.
in us. When we get to a certain age, we've got conditioning, education, all kinds of things. Then you come along like an angel and you're starting to direct people in the right way, but it's a big subject.
That's an excellent point. I'm so glad that you brought this up. I say that there's 4 pillars to healthy weight loss.
Yeah.
The physical, so you want to understand the nutrition and the exercise.
Yes. Okay.
The emotional, you need to learn how to process your emotions in healthy ways. The mental, really looking at the mind dialogue, your thoughts, are they negative? Are you telling yourself, I'm broken, I can never lose weight,
I'm always
this is
telling myself I'm
creating
fat.
habitual
and
negative
over.
behavior. Yes,
I
that's
know,
the
but
mental.
being on TV, you know. I mean, I shouldn't read blogs, but I'm known as the fat twin. I am. I am.
Well, you
And
should tell
don't
them
make me
I'm the
cry.
fat working twin. How about that?
Well, that show got canceled, and Tia's,
In America, those twins.
You have to start with intention. It's like you want the
That's where the
intention.
spirit comes
You've
in.
got to start with
Yes.
the intention. God is intention. Spirit is intention. Start with the intention. Line yourself up with what it is clearly, specifically you want.
See, I'm crying.
Then,
Oh my God.
then you
I'm
start.
You know what, sweetie? I've lived this journey and I understand. And this is what I'm trying to teach women, that you are not broken. It's the way we've been taught to lose weight. And Ellie, you brought up an excellent point about healthy diet and do you still gain weight?
Yeah.
I would ask you about your stress levels and how you're managing your stress. Because one of the few things that people aren't talking about is that stress causes belly fat. Stress
maybe that's
causes
why I have all of this.
This makes me cortisol.
Exactly.
Yeah,
when you are
Be random
stressed
facts.
out,
Cortisol.
cortisol is a stress hormone that is
Yeah.
released, and the way your body reabsorbs it is through the belly fat. So you are literally training your body to store fat. And so that's why having a spiritual practice that calms your mind, that helps your mind say, I'm safe.
Okay.
I'm loved. I love myself, and your body becomes your best friend.
You embody it, though. I
Why do
believe
we-
you
Got
when
it.
you're
And
saying
also
it. She
forgiveness.
embodies
Why
it.
do we-
Is
Yeah.
big key.
Why do we find comfort in food instead of other things like working out or hanging out with friends? Whenever I'm heartbroken, I'm depressed, come to my house. I'm cooking pot roast, turkeys, brownies, chocolate chip cookies, everything, and I'll just lay in bed and just, woe is me. Then I am depressed about the being extra fat around the waist. And I don't have the fat gene, but I have the emotional gene where I definitely associate comfort and food.
It's our culture. We've been taught to turn to Doritos. Every movie you see shows a woman depressed and after being broken up with a pint of ice cream.
Ice cream is my favorite.
And so
That's right.
sugar addiction, this is where the spirit comes in, because when we are addicted to sugar, all these words like I'm craving and I need nourishment, they can apply to food, but they can also apply to your spirit. So when you're craving sugar, you're running to sugar, but you're also craving sweetness. And this is where the spiritual practice, I need sweetness. And that's part
that's
of
good.
breaking the sugar addiction.
And it's also learning to give it to yourself.
Learning how
rather
to
than
make it
looking
out
out here.
other
that
people to
something
give it to
from-
you.
It's not going to work.
It seems like this is more for women, like men. It seems like they get depressed. They have more outlets. Like they'll go play a game of basketball with their boys, and then they'll be centered again. And we have to go to the refrigerator or shopping.
That's what I'm teaching
Yeah.
women, how to access that spirit,
Spirit.
because you get the bliss, and it's better than a chocolate chip cookie
All right.
any day.
Fantastic conversation.
Awesome.
I love what you said.
Thank
Don't
you.
just rely on your willpower and count chemicals.
Not
Not
calories.
calories. Thank
And
you
love
so much,
yourself no
Andrea.
matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we
That's
love the
good.
way you embody your spiritual weight loss concept. Thank you very much.
You are far from fat.
Yes, you're beautiful,
far
my
from
sister.
fat.
Go, Claudia.
All right. To get more information about Andrea Albright, log into braveheartview.com and click on resources.
Core Inner Circle members, you can also access Andrea's exclusive video, 4 stages of spiritual weight loss in your core area.
Finally, we want to get your Braveheart view. So to join us in our discussion forum after the show or to watch more episodes, go to braveheartview.com.
On behalf of our guest, Andrea Albright, and our host, Claudia, Lee, Tamara, and myself, Ellie, thank you for connecting, and peace in.